Diving Championships, and this event here in Plymouth's Live Centre is the men's 3-metre synchro. Two teams going from that 3-metre board. Our referees, assistant referees, execution judges and synchro judges all being led out. You could fill a minibus and take them to Wembley and get a game out of this lot. It's Sally Freeman referee, assistant referee is Susie Bamber, execution judges Carlos Ferrer, Lindsay Fraser, Tandy Gerard, Chris Gravestock, Ian McLeod, Nigel Mills. Synchro judges Hugo Ordonez, Derek Beaumont, Chris Sage, Andy Banks, never heard of him, Vito Gutierrez as well. Brooke, why on earth have we got an 11-a-side football team stood by the side of the pool? You can explain a little bit more about this, can't you?
Yep, when we have synchro competitions going off, we have all these judges, because you have 5 synchro judges. The top score and the bottom score will be taking off, leaving 3 marks to go through. And then you have the execution judges. You have 6 altogether, 3 for each diver on each side of the pool. So yes, there are a lot of judges, but there's a lot of reason for it. So you will see a lot of people there in red shirts, and obviously you need the referee and the assistant referee to make sure that it all goes smoothly. You can see Andy Banks there. He will be one of the synchronised judges this afternoon on this men's 3-metre synchro.
Seen him before somewhere.
Yeah, so have I. And here...
You saw him for about 19 years, didn't you?
Yeah, and here come the athletes.
Who exactly taking part? Let's go through those and explain why one of these teams will only receive a guest medal.
Yes, we have competing first Yona Knight Wisdom and Matthew Roberts. Yona, the very tall diver in the bright yellow tracksuit, and Matthew with the yellow and blue tracksuit. Yona is actually diving and representing Jamaica. He does dive in City of Leeds, and Matthew diving also for the City of Leeds, but they will be appearing as guests due to Yona diving for Jamaica. The other pairing, you've got Freddie Woodward and Ashley Hendrick. Freddie diving in the City of Sheffield Diving Club, and Ashley diving here in Plymouth.
So somebody kindly came in and gave us some lunch. As you can imagine, it's a pretty hectic schedule around here, and I'll tell you, there's fruit and yogurts, and I'm looking at it thinking that's far too healthy. But Brooke, that's like gourmet supper for Brooke.
Can't wait to tuck into that.
Wow. Something orange and round. Not seen one of those for years. Keep those tweets coming. Remember, if you are really, really enjoying this and you want to see some more wonderful diving action, the world's best will appear at the FINA Diving World Series in Edinburgh between the 19th and 21st of April here in 2013. If you'd like some more information on that diving series, you just need to go to www.finadivingworldseries.com. That's www.finadivingworldseries.com. Brooke, you're the expert. These guys aren't playing sort of mini games or Wii tennis with those things in their hands. What are those things the judges have got?
The judges or the divers? Oh, the
divers have got something in their hands as they're coming down. The judges.
The shummies. Oh, sorry. Yes, the judges, they are what they type their score into, and then they go through to the back where it goes through onto the records. You see Lindsay Fraser, double Olympian in 84 and 80. She doesn't look that old, surely. And here, just explaining what I explained before about the guest divers.
In fact, they're both guest pairs, so they'll only receive guest medals because the second team was put together at somewhat of a haste, just because the guys, they want to practice. They can't win the official British Gas Diving Championship medals, but they will indeed receive a guest medal, and Yona thinks that's hilarious. So,
yes, so 2 guest pairings in this. Although Freddie and Ashley are from Great Britain, they only put it in their dive sheet about 15 minutes ago.
About 15 minutes ago, and they're having a bit of a practice. Perhaps Edwin is telling him the joke about the 2 snowmen in a field, and one says to the other, "Can you smell carrots?"
That's terrible.
It is terrible, but that's, you know, that's Edwin's sort of sense of humour. There you go for more poor jokes and humour continue to follow for the next half an hour or so, because there's one thing I can guarantee you, is Brooke's got knowledge, I've got dad jokes.
Yes, if you have anything you would like to ask me about me or the diving, don't be afraid to ask. Just hashtag BGDC13.
Yep, basically we asked Brooke a few questions earlier on from the 3 metre event and the 10 metre events that have gone through. And if you have any questions for Brooke or myself, then we will try and answer them as much as we can. Somebody asked me earlier where the closest diving club to Nottingham is, and me and Brooke have sort of put our heads together and said, you know, to be honest, geographically, if you want to go to Sheffield, Ponds Forge, they've got a diving club there, and we saw Claire a little bit earlier, who represented them. My guess would be that's the closest for you. However, get yourself on the internet. I'm sure there's plenty more information out there you can find. It's a wonderful world.
Yeah, the boys just getting ready here for the competition to start. Yona and Matthew.
So a big statement here from James Hollands, who's a massive, and I mean massive, man in the world of diving. He says, Alan March, loving you and Brooke Ground's commentary. Very much wishing I was there. Well, it's a nice honour from James. Thank you very much, James. And another one just says, yay, I can't wait to see Yona and Matthew dive. This is not the shortest pairing in the world, is it?
No, it's a big pairing with a big list, so this is going to be really exciting.
And they're going to start with an inward 1.5 somersault.
Yep, and some good synchro. The first two dives that the pair are going to be doing are both the tariff of 2.0. So no matter what dive they do, it will be times by the tariff of 2.0. These two pair doing an inward 1.5 pike to start, and some very nice scores all around.
You can go to swimming.org/club finder. There you go.
Well, I didn't know that.
That was my wife. It's amazing what the wife knows. Well, that's not actually, no, it's not amazing what my wife knows and I don't.
Hope she's not listening.
That's why I said it, because I know she's not. There you go. British Swimming /club finder. And these two from separate clubs.
And a very nice dive too. Back dive with height. Very good synchro from this pairing. They reach out together, touch the toes, in and out, very quick and very sharp. And some lovely entries.
So City of Sheffield Diving Club and Plymouth Diving Club. Again, we talked about those judges. Keep telling us what they're looking for individually, and obviously we're talking about several areas being together as you leave, being together as you enter, but then all of a sudden the technical parts of each person's dive. Yeah,
definitely. Obviously synchro diving is about doing everything in time, and that's walking to the end of the board just so they feel like they've got the presence of the synchronization. And then when they're on the boards, it's all about swinging the arms together in perfect timing. One says 1, 2, 3, go, and they go.
Well, these guys have got long legs and they want to use them, because they were still in the showers when they're meant to be on the end of the board. Our cameraman's looking around for them and finding someone in the showers, and there they come. And the crowd are sort of really enjoying this. The two teams, it's difficult to get a movement. When you've got 8 or 12 or 16, obviously the next person is perfectly ready, but these guys have got their own sort of getting ready procedures, and
yeah,
you can't be rushed.
They can't be rushed, especially with diving. It can be dangerous to be rushed, so they have to take their time getting back onto that board.
That was lovely.
That was really good synchro from Yona and Matthew, performing a reverse dive at pike. You could hardly see Matthew on the other side of the pool. That might help that Yona's so big. But really good scores from the judges, 7.5s and 8.5s across the board. Really good synchro and very nice individual dives from both divers.
So quite a few of you saying, do we know where your local diving clubs are? Again, at swimming.org/club finder. There you go. Can't do you any more than that. Thank you very much for my wife.
Oh, and this pair was slightly out from the start. Ashley just being slightly too quick from the beginning on the hurdle step.
How difficult must it have been for 20 or so minutes before the competition? It was their choice. How difficult is it then to put a list together
It is, because here they haven't been training together. They didn't know they were competing here in this competition, and they just thought, why not? Why not give it a go? And it is really hard, as Freddie's from Sheffield and Ashley's here from Plymouth, but they're good friends, so they thought, we'll give it a shot.
One of the questions that's coming in, and it's a double whammy. This is from Daily Plus Kokoza. It says, is Alan a diver? We'll come to that one in a second. And was Brooke in the Olympics?
Unfortunately, I wasn't. I did both Beijing and London trials, just missing out on both. I did do the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, and I have done various World Championships, World Cups and Europeans.
Sadly, I went through my entire career and never got spotted. Or climbed on a board. No, I am not. This physique doesn't dive, sorry. But I've seen enough, trust me. This is Jonah and Matthew again.
Yes, the first round of their optional dives now. Difficulty of 3.0. And really good synchro from the pair. Nice tight pike shapes. And again, some good entries from the boys. This will get some good scores.
So, quite clear that these two have obviously been together a little while, or practicing at more than 20 minutes that the other guys have kind of had. And it's interesting to watch Freddie and Ashley at the moment. That was Edwin Youngs, as you saw a moment ago, having a word. Whilst Yona is representing Jamaica, he does train, of course, with Matthew at the City of Leeds Diving Club. So if you're around Leeds and you want to join, there's a pretty good coaching team there. I think
Definitely.
Quite an obvious yes there, isn't there?
Here in Plymouth, there are so many kids running around, which is great to see.
This is Yona and Matthew again in their fourth round dive.
And very good. They were slightly out on the start in the hurdle step, but sometimes they have to do this because one jumps higher than the other on the board. And they got it into time eventually. Forward 2.5 somersaults with 1 twist.
I don't think we can deny that 5 weeks of mainstream Saturday night television has done diving any harm whatsoever, has it?
No, definitely not. And the amount of people that were watching that show and really enjoying what they were seeing and then coming to try it for themselves.
I know that Brooke managed to watch firsthand a couple of times.
I did, went to the final. Such good fun.
I saw a bit of it.
Did you like it?
It was all right. Loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Oh, and a nice dive from the boys. Back 2.5 somersaults piked. Better synchro from the boys and definitely better individual dives from this pairing.
Diving will only continue to grow. The second series confirmed of that programme. So, again, next year one imagines that was when it'll be. If it's pushed into people's eye line constantly, it can only be a great thing. I mean, Tom Daly himself, you know, as much as Tonya and Sarah and Jack and Chris perhaps have done as well, but Tom Daly himself has managed to push diving so far into people's minds that maybe just before that it wouldn't have been taken up by so many. Now there are so many youngsters like Victoria Vincent that we saw earlier, just 11 years of age, but they're looking at the sport that's sort of blowing up at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not, obviously Tom has been making it bigger, but when you actually watch it and appreciate what diving has to offer, you can see why people are so interested. And it's got a Saturday night show of its own. It's so spectacular to watch, and it's such hard work and takes such dedication from our athletes to complete.
And I think really that was one of the things that was helped to come across was on the Saturday night, the difficulty it is, and that these guys make look so easy.
Yeah.
You know,
And the celebrities made it look so hard, which is great for diving.
You're saying you were laughing. So we're still trying to clarify if this is indeed the world's
and that's
largest
a lovely
team.
dive. Back 2.5 somersaults piked from the boys. Synchro was almost spot on here. Again, not really able to see Matthew on the far side, and some really good entries from the boys. Big scores, 9s, 8.5s and 8s from the judges. 77.40 for that 5th round dive.
Somebody's saying, do you still dive, Brooke? Why not? Well, if you've been paying attention all week, we've said that Brooke, unfortunately, has retired due to injury.
Yes, 2 shoulder operations later, time for me to retire.
So this is the penultimate dive for the team of Hendrick and Woodward.
And it's such a shame. The synchronization on that dive was really good. And as you can see on Ashley's face, he knew from the start. He was really leaning forwards. And he's had trouble with that hurdle step all weekend, catapulting into the middle of the pool.
We do have to justify to anybody who's just tuned in and didn't realise that this team was put together sort of 20 minutes before the event, that synchronicity, I was looking that up in the dictionary, but I couldn't find it, but I'm going for it. Synchronicity is not the easiest thing to do in 20 minutes.
It's definitely not. The pairings that you'll see, other than this pairing, they train together for quite a while before these championships, and it's really hard to put together a synchronised team.
Freddie was a Synchro gold medal winner at the International Youth Festival in 2012 in Dresden. He won the 3-metre Synchro with Dan Goodfellow, but it's not Dan he's diving with, and that's the whole point of you can see the smiles on their faces a moment ago there. They're entering the water and coming back out and going, do you know what, that wasn't quite near enough at all, was it?
No, they are enjoying themselves out there, and so they should. They're giving it a go, and they're all just having fun.
The crowds certainly are lapping it up here for this event. Brooke, how old were you when you started diving?
I was 7 years old, same as Tom, he was 7 too.
Lucia says she's so happy that diving is getting more popular. Well, aren't we all?
Definitely, and so it deserves.
So the crowd certainly enjoying. See the smiles there.
Tanya's mum, Sally Couch, here at the bottom of our screens.
So final dive of the 3-metre Synchro event. The medals presentation will not take place this afternoon. It will take place this evening following the 10-metre and 3-metre finals.
And these boys have dived so well here at the championships. It might be all laughs and smiling behind the scenes, but they are taking this seriously. A huge dive, really good synchronization, and very good rip entries from both the boys.
The lady outside of our commentary booth really enjoyed it.
She did.
Shut that door.
9.5 there from Judge 5, and Edwin is loving it.
Yeah, there's lots of smiles around, and that's it's great to see. It's whilst we're saying that once they get on the boards, it's very serious because it can hurt. One thing I have noticed around the diving world is he's very, very happy and smiley, and you guys all get on together.
We do. It's a big family here at diving, and it is good fun. But when it comes down to it, we can be serious.
Final dive then for 17-year-old Freddie and Ashley.
And the boys doing a really fine job on this last round dive. Forward 2.5 somersaults with 1 twist. They have only been put together 20 minutes before this event, and they've enjoyed every minute. Really good dives from the boys.
Don't forget, more world-class diving action taking place here in 2013. The European Championships are held in Germany in June. The World Diving Championships held in Spain in July. But the FINA Diving World Series arrives in Edinburgh between the 19th and the 21st of April. You can visit www.finadivingworldseries.com for far more information. And you can get yourselves there. You can perhaps walk it if you live in Edinburgh. Otherwise, it's a long way. So there are your scores, and you know what? That was, whilst hastily put together from Freddie and Ashley, wasn't a bad score for them to get, and Yona and Matthew showing that they've got ability as a team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yona and Matthew doing a great job, showing us how it's done on the 3-metre springboard. And well done to Hendrick and Woodward doing this together 20 minutes before the competition.
So Matthews all smiles. Live coverage of this championship starts again at 14:40 GMT. We've got a nice treat for you during that session as well. Me and Brooke had a trip up to the 10-metre board, and hopefully we're going to have a bit of a chat with Andy Banks as well. So remember, 14:40 British Gas Diving Championships 2013 here from Plymouth Live Centre, the women's 3-metre final. Join us for that.